Writing code is inherently complex because it involves understanding requirements, translating them into logical structures, and ensuring the program functions as intended. Developers often spend hours debugging, optimizing, and refining code to meet specifications, and even minor errors can lead to significant challenges, consuming time and resources. Addressing errors correctly requires not only technical skills, but also deep problem-solving skills and attention to detail. Now imagine having a tool that not only writes code for you, but also detects bugs, suggests improvements, and even helps you design complete software solutions. In this course, you'll learn about AI tools that can do just that. AI is transforming industries, and software development is no exception. AI can streamline software development, reducing the time and effort needed for manual coding and enabling developers to focus on higher-level design and innovation. By the end of this course, you'll know how to use AI to write and optimize your code faster, detect and fix bugs quickly and efficiently, and build projects using generative AI. These skills are in high demand across tech companies and industries relying on software innovation. So, how could you leverage AI now and in the future? AI will help you to turn your logic or pseudocode into real programs. It can also help you to learn new programming languages and frameworks by providing instant suggestions and corrections to your code. And AI can modernize and update outdated code efficiently, making it easier to work with. AI can generate test cases automatically to ensure your programs are functional. It can find and fix bugs in your code, saving you from spending hours searching for mistakes. AI can also optimize your code to run faster without the need for manual rewrites. And finally, AI can offer coding exercises and tips to help you enhance your job readiness. For example, you could use it to simulate a mock interview, engage in conversation with you, and provide you with feedback. What will you learn in this course? You'll explore what generative AI is and how tools like ChatGPT, Amazon Q Developer, and Copilot are shaping the coding world. You'll get hands-on experience using Amazon Q Developer and GitHub Copilot to write, refactor, and debug Java code. Lastly, in your final project, you'll build a chatbot using Amazon Q Developer. It's a chance to put your skills into practice. When you master these skills, you'll not only improve your productivity as a developer, but also enhance your problem-solving abilities. This course is designed to give you a competitive edge by teaching you how to leverage generative AI to improve your coding. You will learn to write code that is faster, more efficient, and contains fewer runtime bugs. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get into the exciting realm of generative AI. Discover how it can revolutionize the way you write, understand, and optimize code, or even prepare for interviews. Your journey to becoming an AI-enhanced developer begins now. Welcome to the exciting world of generative artificial intelligence, or Gen AI. In this revolutionary domain, computer programs have become creators, capable of crafting stories, composing music, generating images, and even writing code. But what does generative artificial intelligence actually mean? To understand that, let's start with the foundation, artificial intelligence, or AI. AI refers to machines or software programmed to replicate human intelligence. For example, AI can recognize human faces, understand and respond to spoken language, or even navigate complex environments like a self-driving car on the road. Unlike traditional AI, which primarily focuses on predicting outcomes or classifying data, generative AI is dedicated to the creation of entirely new content. It trains machines to generate unique outputs, such as text, images, music, or even code, by learning patterns and structures from existing data. While our primary focus in this course will be on generative AI, it's helpful to contrast it with another type of AI known as discriminative AI. Discriminative AI excels at making decisions or predictions by analyzing and classifying data. For example, it can determine whether an image depicts a dog or a cat. Discriminative AI acts as an evaluator. In contrast, generative AI is the creator, capable of producing entirely new content based on what the generative AI had learned during training. While both types of AI are powerful and serve distinct purposes, Generative AI radically stands out due to its ability to innovate. Whether composing novel music, generating realistic but synthetic voices, or designing new product prototypes, generative AI is transforming industries. So, what are some examples of Gen AI's capabilities? If trained on thousands of stories, Gen AI can create new ones with unique plots and characters while maintaining the style of the training data. AI models capable of this include ChatGPT, Claude, Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini, and Jasper AI. For example, here ChatGPT is tasked with creating a poem based on the user's requirements, writing about Java and Spring Boot in a rhyming prose style. An AI model, like DALL-E, trained on vast collections of images, can conjure new visuals from even the most complex or imaginative text prompts. For example, when asked for a smiling dolphin repairing a space shuttle while orbiting Earth, AI can bring this fantastical scene to life, turning a wild idea into a vivid image, as demonstrated here. This ability to create precise and tailored visuals on demand makes AI an invaluable tool for simplifying complex ideas, enhancing understanding, and supporting learning across diverse fields. For example, when ChatGPT is prompted to generate a detailed visualization of an MVC architecture, which uses different technologies like HTML, Spring Boot, MySQL, and JavaScript, it transforms the prompt into a clear and engaging image while keeping the technical details accurate. Let's take it a step further. Have you ever wondered if a computer could compose music? Gen AI tools can now generate unique melodies or even emulate the style of famous composers. This capability opens up exciting possibilities, from creating original symphonies to enhancing creative workflows in music production. For example, tools like Beethoven.ai and Brev.ai empower artists and innovators to explore new frontiers in musical expression. Now for the part most relevant to you. Can Gen AI write code? Gen AI tools like GitHub, Copilot, Amazon Q Developer, and Microsoft Copilot are designed to generate programming code based on prompts provided by the developer. These tools can produce code snippets, complete methods or functions, or even entire programs, making development faster and more efficient. ChatGPT, as a general-purpose generative AI, can handle tasks like code generation. For instance, it can generate the code for a program to generate the Fibonacci series, showcasing its versatility and practical application in programming. It not only generates the code, but also provides a detailed explanation of how it works, which enhances the understanding of the logic and serves as a valuable teaching tool. Additionally, it suggests improved alternatives to optimize memory utilization. Both text and code generation rely on similar underlying principles, language models that learn patterns in data. However, the output differs. The output of code must be in line with the correct syntax of the programming language, and other considerations, like the optimization of catching runtime bugs, need to be included. Now let's reconnect all this information to your programming journey. Generative AI tools are transforming how developers work. Imagine needing to write a complex function in Java. Instead of starting from scratch, a Gen AI assistant could generate most of the code for you based on a brief description. For example, let's say you're building a chatbot. You could describe how it should respond to different user inputs, and an AI tool can help generate the Java code for those responses. This not only saves time, but also enables you to learn new coding patterns by example. Let's explore a basic example using Amazon Q Developer, this time to create a program that greets users based on the time of day. Using a descriptive prompt, such as give me the code for a class named greetUser, with a main method which greets users based on the time of day in a very basic way using strings, will produce the code you need to do it. It not only gives you the code, but also explains it, making it a valuable tool for understanding the logic behind the solution and applying it effectively in other similar contexts. Let's wrap up. Gen AI is changing the way we code and solve problems. Its power lies not just in generating content, but in empowering you to think critically, logically, and creatively. Learning how to use tools like Amazon Q Developer and refining your prompting techniques will help you unlock new levels of productivity and innovation in your software development journey. Imagine you have a personal assistant who works at lightning speed. You hand them a task and moments later you have a draft. However, there's a trade-off. Their work isn't flawless. You'll need to review, correct, and sometimes provide additional guidance to refine the output. This personal assistant is much like using GenAI tools in software development. Tools like Amazon Q Developer rapidly generate code and insights, but they require thoughtful oversight and analysis before use. GenAI is transforming software development, making processes faster and more efficient. However, like any tool, it comes with challenges and limitations. This video explores the impact of GenAI and demonstrates how it can be used in software development. First, let's break down how GenAI fits into the software development lifecycle, or SDLC. In the planning phase, GenAI can analyze documentation or user feedback to identify functional requirements. It can also suggest design patterns or architectural styles based on the project's needs. During the development phase, GenAI tools like Amazon Q Developer can generate boilerplate code, assist in writing complex algorithms, and even optimize your code. During testing, GenAI helps automate unit and integration tests by generating test cases and identifying edge cases. During deployment, GenAI recommends configurations for deployment and monitors for potential issues. And finally, during maintenance, GenAI assists in bug detection, performance monitoring, and automatic documentation updates. Let's explore how GenAI boosts productivity in software development in further detail. First, it provides code suggestions. For example, suppose you're working on a Java program and need to write a method that formats dates. Instead of manually searching for the right solution, Amazon Q Developer can suggest the most relevant snippet based on your input. Second, GenAI can complete the code for you. You might begin by typing the start of a function and then request GenAI complete it for you. Finally, it can generate methods. You provide a brief description, and the GenAI generates a complete method or function. Let's investigate how Amazon Q Developer can build an item class for a shopping cart, which will store items using an array list. First, create a blank file named item.java. Before using Amazon Q Developer, you need to ensure that the auto-suggestion of Amazon Q Developer is running. If the option to pause auto-suggestions is available, it means it's running. Now, add a comment describing the class, such as create a class item which is capable of storing the item name and price and have the setters and getters. Depending on the speed of your internet connection, a possible solution might be suggested as soon as you press the Enter key. You could also first type public below the comment and then after pressing the spacebar, wait for some time for the suggestion from Amazon Q Developer to appear. Click on Insert Code or press the Tab key on your keyboard to accept the suggestion or select another suggestion from the pop-up by clicking Next or Previous. Now the suggested code has been inserted into your file. The tool quickly generates the foundational structure of the class, which could have taken you much longer if you did it manually. But here's the thing, like the assistant, GenAI isn't perfect. It finds the best pattern or perspective based on your input. For example, it doesn't validate if the data is correct or if the best practices or optimizations are used. So it's up to you as a developer to fix it. Select the code and right-click on it. Then go to Optimize Code. You'll observe that the Amazon Q Developer chat window is displayed with the optimized code. Accept all the suggestions. If the current code is already selected, you can click Insert at Cursor to overwrite the changes and accept the suggestions. You might have to import some classes, like the rounding mode, as demonstrated here. In fact, Amazon Q Developer also reminds you to add these imports at the top of your file. This time, the code is much better and safer to use, but it could still benefit from further validations, like checking for edge cases and runtime issues, for example. Using a GenAI like Amazon Q Developer has other advantages. For example, after optimization, Amazon Q Developer mentions the benefits you would get from the optimization. While GenAI can boost productivity, it's essential to be aware of its limitations. Sometimes GenAI generates code that appears correct but contains bugs. GenAI might fail to handle scenarios like empty carts, invalid inputs, or rounding inconsistencies, writing a method that calculates the total price of items in a shopping cart. Developers must thoroughly test for edge cases and debug, as these tools can miss such nuances. Since GenAI tools are trained on vast datasets, which could include proprietary or sensitive code, this can lead to potential copyright violations if the generated output resembles copyrighted material. For example, a GenAI might generate a code snippet that mirrors a proprietary algorithm from a public repository, creating legal and ethical dilemmas. Something else to consider is that relying too much on AI might reduce your own problem-solving skills over time. For example, instead of figuring out how to optimize an algorithm or debug a complex issue, you might be tempted to use GenAI generated suggestions, losing opportunities to deepen your technical expertise, and over time, completely lose touch with the technical skills needed to find issues. These limitations highlight the need for a balanced approach. Use the AI for efficiency, but don't skip the human oversight and ensure the generated code meets your project standards. So, think of GenAI as your assistant, a tool that helps you speed up your work by automating repetitive tasks and generating initial drafts. It's not about replacing developers, but about enhancing your productivity and creativity. To wrap it up, with tools like Amazon Q Developer, you'll not only save time, but also gain new insights into coding patterns and problem-solving techniques. However, remember, just like any assistant, the GenAI needs your guidance and expertise to deliver the best results, because you need to give it the exact context and prompt to get the best output. You're working on a big Java project, but instead of diving into the exciting parts, you're spending hours on repetitive tasks, writing boilerplate code, troubleshooting common errors, and managing endless details. Imagine if these tasks could be streamlined. In this video, you'll discover how generative AI, particularly tools like Amazon Q Developer, transforms Java development by tackling these everyday challenges head-on and opening up new possibilities for creative coding. So, how does generative AI work? And what makes it so powerful for Java developers? Generative AI creates code, content, or ideas by learning from large datasets. In Java, tools like Amazon Q Developer use it to make coding easier. Say you need a function to calculate the area of a rectangle, just ask, and the AI will quickly generate the code. It also catches errors as you code, suggests improvements, and takes care of repetitive tasks like setting up templates. This means less time on the basics and more on the creative parts. For beginners, it's like having a guide. Real-time feedback, helpful suggestions, and clear explanations make it easier to learn Java fundamentals and best practices while coding. It's a hands-on way to build skills faster. With the basics covered, let's dive into a real-world example to explore generative AI in action. Meet Alex, a developer at a small retail company. Alex's latest task? Building a Java inventory app to manage stock. The app must handle basic operations, adding, displaying, and deleting items. So, Alex sets up a new Java project in IntelliJ and creates 3 main classes. The item class represents individual items, the item manager class manages item operations, and the main class runs the program. To speed up the setup process, Alex uses the Amazon Q plugin in IntelliJ to generate some initial code. First, Alex types a simple prompt into Amazon Q. Create a main class for the application that prints "Welcome to the Item Manager." Within seconds, Amazon Q Developer provides the code for a basic main class that displays a welcome message. This gives Alex a quick and functional starting point. Satisfied, Alex copies and pastes the code into the main class, replacing the existing code. Next, Alex needs an item class to represent each item in the inventory. So, Alex prompts Amazon Q again. Create a basic item class with ID and name. Amazon Q Developer provides a well-structured item class with fields for ID and name, plus constructors, getters, setters, and a toString method for easy display. This generated code matches Alex's requirements for representing items in the inventory. Accepting this code saves him from writing it manually, keeping his focus on more complex logic. Now, Alex needs a way to manage the items in the inventory. He prompts Amazon Q once again. Add functionality to the Item Manager class by implementing methods that add, display, and delete items from an array list. Amazon Q generates the Item Manager class with methods to add, display, and delete items, as well as to retrieve an item by ID and count the total items. Additionally, Amazon Q Developer automatically suggests new code for the main class to help Alex test the program. The AI provides guidance saying, you can use this Item Manager class in your main program like this. This integration allows Alex to immediately test the Item Manager's functionality, adding items, displaying the inventory, and removing items. With Amazon Q support, Alex can seamlessly manage the workflow without needing to write everything from scratch. Alex runs the program to verify its functionality. The main method performs the following tasks: adds items to the inventory, displays the current list of items, deletes an item by ID, displays the updated list after deletion, and shows the total item count. When executed, the program confirms that each feature works as expected, displaying outputs that guide Alex through the current state of the inventory. With Amazon Q Developer, Alex quickly generated the foundational code for managing items in an inventory application. This saved time and effort, allowing Alex to focus on refining the app's functionality. In the future, Alex could further enhance the app by connecting it to a database for persistent storage, extending beyond the in-memory array list currently used. However, it's worth noting that generative AI, like Amazon Q, isn't just a simple code generator. Each prompt can yield different responses, requiring developers to carefully review and adjust the code to ensure it aligns with their project goals. AI assists in the creative process, but the final decisions and customizations remain in the developer's hands. In this video, you explored how generative AI tools like Amazon Q Developer streamline Java development by automating repetitive tasks and catching errors in real time. Through Alex's journey building an inventory app, you saw how AI empowers developers to focus on core functionality. Imagine using these tools to improve your workflow, boost code quality, and tackle complex challenges. With generative AI, you're not just coding, you're enhancing your creativity and efficiency in every project. Ever wish coding could feel less like troubleshooting and more like creating? What if you had a tool that suggested improvements, flagged errors as you typed, and guided you toward the best practices, all seamlessly integrated into your Java IDE? That's where Amazon Q Developer comes in. In the previous reading, you explored how to get started with Amazon Q Developer and learned about its different versions. Now let's dive deeper into how it supports your Java development by helping with writing, debugging, and optimizing code in real time. Amazon Q Developer is designed to make coding faster and easier. As you write, it offers smart, contextual suggestions to complete your code, saving you time and improving accuracy. But it's not just about suggestions. It detects potential errors as you type and provides fixes on the spot. This means fewer interruptions to your workflow and more time spent building. The tool also focuses on code optimization. If there's a better way to structure your code, Amazon Q Developer suggests alternatives to ensure your program runs smoothly and efficiently. Why spend time tracking down errors or tweaking your code manually when you could focus on building solutions instead? Let's explore it in action. Imagine you're tasked with creating a simple Java program that takes two numbers from the user and performs basic arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus, the remainder of a division operation. In this example, you've already set up a program in IntelliJ called Simple Calculator with a Java class named calculator.java. To define the main method in the calculator class, you can start by using this prompt. In the calculator class, create a main method, declare two integers with assigned values, perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operations, and display the results. Amazon Q Developer will generate code suggestions based on this prompt. Alternatively, you can type the method manually. For instance, start typing static void main, open parentheses, string array args, close parentheses, inside the class body. Amazon Q Developer will recognize the context and suggest code to complete the main method, including the calculations. Once suggestions appear, you can scroll through them using the next and previous tabs. This lets you explore different suggestions. When you find a suggestion that works, click Insert Code to add it. If none fit your needs, you can write the code manually or use the chat feature to generate something more tailored. Remember, the output from Amazon Q Developer is based on what it has learned, so you may need to tweak the inserted code to match your requirements. If the first suggestion meets your needs, you can accept it after reviewing it. For example, if the suggestion includes code to perform the 5 required arithmetic operations and appears to fit your requirements, click Insert Code to accept it. The accepted code will be inserted directly into your calculator class. This code is ready to run without any modifications, and you can execute it by clicking the Run button or selecting Run Calculator.main from the project pane. The results of the arithmetic operations, sum, difference, product, quotient, and remainder, will display in the console. Congratulations, you've created your program with minimal manual coding effort. However, using fixed input values means the output is always the same. To make it dynamic, you can update the code to accept user input. Start by declaring a scanner object inside the main method to read user input. You'll add this line at the beginning of the main method. Scanner equals new scanner open parentheses system.in close parentheses semicolon. As soon as you type scanner, Amazon Q Developer will detect the context and suggest code to set it up. Once you encounter a suggestion that includes all the steps required, such as creating the scanner object and reading user input, you can accept it. This suggestion handles setting up dynamic input so you can replace the fixed values in the program. Next, replace the fixed values in your program with variables that read numbers entered by the user. Make sure the scanner class is imported at the top of your file. If it's not already there, you'll need to add import java.util.scanner. If you miss this step, Amazon Q Developer will prompt you to include it automatically. The program is now ready to accept user input and calculate results dynamically. In IntelliJ, click the Run button or right-click the calculator class and select Run Calculator.main. When the program runs, it will prompt you in the console to enter 2 numbers, for example, 75 and 54. The program will then display the sum, the difference, the product, the quotient, and the remainder. Amazon Q Developer isn't just about writing code, it also ensures you follow best practices. For example, if you forget to close the scanner object at the end of your program, the tool will detect this and suggest adding the following line to prevent resource leaks. Scanner.close. Let's test this. Omit the scanner.close line from your code. Amazon Q Developer will suggest adding it. Moreover, explore how Amazon Q Developer enhances efficiency by suggesting better alternatives for improved performance. What about division by 0? This common error could cause the program to crash. Amazon Q Developer detects the risk and suggests adding a condition to check if the divisor is 0. By including this, the program can handle the situation gracefully, displaying an error message instead of crashing. At this point, the program is complete. It dynamically takes user input, performs calculations, and includes safeguards like preventing division by 0. Amazon Q Developer has not only streamlined the coding process, but also helped ensure the program is efficient and error-free. This demonstrates how Amazon Q Developer is more than just a coding tool. It's a reliable assistant that simplifies your workflow, helps you follow best practices, and lets you focus on creating great solutions. Amazon Q Developer empowers you to code smarter and faster. In this calculator example, Amazon Q Developer not only streamlined the coding process, but also prompted a crucial non-zero check for division, preventing runtime errors. By practicing these techniques, you build skills that make your code more efficient, reliable, and ready to handle real-world challenges. Coding often comes with its fair share of challenges. Whether it's tracking down a tricky bug or trying to understand a new concept, the process can feel overwhelming. What if there were a tool that could explain concepts, offer guidance, or even help you write code right when you need it? That's where ChatGPT comes in. ChatGPT is an advanced AI language model built by OpenAI. It's designed to understand and generate text in a way that feels natural, almost like you're talking to a colleague. For developers, though, it goes a step further. ChatGPT can explain complex programming ideas, help debug issues, and even write code tailored to your needs, all in a matter of seconds. So, how does it work in practice? Let's dive in. Say you're learning Java and trying to understand inheritance. You could dig through documentation or tutorials, but that takes time. Instead, you could ask ChatGPT, can you explain Java inheritance with a real-world example? It might respond with a simple explanation, using a vehicle class and a car subclass to show how inheritance works. Along with that, it'll provide code you can use or adapt, helping you connect the concept to something practical. What about debugging? Picture this, you're frustrated by a null pointer exception and can't figure out what's wrong. Instead of scrolling through forums, you copy your code into ChatGPT and ask, why am I getting a null pointer exception in this code? It'll identify the issue and explain why it's happening. You'll get suggestions to fix it, and you'll understand what went wrong, so you can avoid it next time. Need code generated for you from scratch? You could ask for a program that performs basic arithmetic by saying, write a Java program that takes two numbers and performs addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. However, it's important to review the code to ensure it's accurate and meets your requirements and expectations. As you may have noticed in the previous example, ChatGPT generates a complete program and explains each step. So you don't just copy and paste, but also learn how it works. Once you have the basics, you can ask ChatGPT to refactor the code for better readability using functions, suggest optimizations for improved performance. With ChatGPT, you can solve problems faster, learn new concepts more easily, and spend more time focusing on writing great code. But to really unlock its potential, it's important to consider how to interact with ChatGPT. The way you ask questions makes a big difference. Being specific, like mentioning the programming language or including a snippet of code, gives ChatGPT the context it needs to provide clear and accurate answers. And if the response doesn't quite hit the mark, you can always ask follow-up questions to dig deeper. That conversational flow is one of its strengths, helping you refine your understanding as you go. Of course, ChatGPT isn't perfect. It might miss details in complex scenarios, struggle with vague questions, or suggest outdated solutions for newer technologies. For example, it might list a certain code using Java 7, whereas it would be optimal to use Java 8. That's why it's important to use ChatGPT as a support tool, not a replacement for your expertise. Clear prompts and a critical eye can make all the difference, helping you get the most out of what this AI can offer. You've learned about tools like Amazon Q Developer, which flags errors and guides best practices, and ChatGPT, which helps explain concepts and troubleshoot issues. These tools have shown how AI can support coding in powerful ways. Now it's time to explore GitHub Copilot, a tool designed to help you write smarter, faster, and more efficiently. Built on OpenAI's Codex model, GitHub Copilot generates suggestions as you code. Whether you need a quick snippet, a complete function, or even an entire class, it works seamlessly within IntelliJ IDEA and VS Code, adapting to the unique context of your project and workflow. In this video, you'll explore how GitHub Copilot integrates with IntelliJ, learn about its features, and understand how it can simplify your Java development process. Start by ensuring your GitHub Copilot subscription is active. Sign into your GitHub account by navigating to the GitHub website and locating the Sign In button. If you don't have an account, select Sign Up and follow the prompts to create one. Once you've logged in, go to the GitHub Copilot product page. You'll find details about the available plans and options to activate your subscription. Review the available plans, including the individual plan for personal use and the business plan for teams. If you're new to Copilot, you can take advantage of a 30-day free trial to explore its features before subscribing. After you activate your plan, you're ready to set up GitHub Copilot in your IDE. Let's install GitHub Copilot in IntelliJ IDEA. Open the Settings menu, then navigate to the Plugins section. Search for GitHub Copilot in the Marketplace. Select it and install the plugin. After installation, restart IntelliJ IDEA to complete the setup. Once IntelliJ restarts, a prompt will appear asking you to sign in with your GitHub account. Enter your credentials to authenticate the connection and activate Copilot. When the setup is complete, GitHub Copilot is ready to assist you with real-time coding suggestions and context-aware help. Now let's test it out by creating a simple Java method to calculate the factorial of a number. Inside the main class, begin by typing the method signature, public int factorial, followed by an opening parenthesis, the parameter int n, and a closing parenthesis. Then, add an opening curly brace to start the method body. You'll notice that Copilot begins suggesting the complete method, including its logic. To accept the suggestion, press the Tab key. The entire function is inserted automatically, saving you time and effort. Now your factorial method is ready to use. Next, test the method by writing code in the main method. Copilot often suggests test cases automatically based on the context of your code. If it doesn't, use the inline chat feature. Ask Copilot to create a test case for calculating the factorial of 5. Within seconds, Copilot generates the test case. Review the suggestion, accept it, and run the program. The output matches the expected result, confirming that the code works as intended. Copilot also makes it easy to generate code from comments. Clear the class and type a comment like // calculate the factorial of a number recursively. Copilot analyzes the comment and suggests a method that matches your description. Accept the suggestion with the Tab key, and the method is added to your code. Testing code often appears automatically, but if not, adding a comment like // generate test cases for this method will guide Copilot to provide relevant code. Review and accept the suggestion to include the test case in your program. Beyond generating and testing code, Copilot can help debug issues. Imagine encountering a null pointer exception in your code. Copilot can detect the issue and suggest solutions, such as adding null checks to prevent the error. For instance, if you type "fix the null pointer exception" in the inline chat, Copilot will analyze your code and propose a fix. Apply the suggestion and the error is resolved quickly. So why is GitHub Copilot a game changer for Java developers? It speeds up coding by handling repetitive tasks like boilerplate code, freeing you to focus on bigger challenges. Its autocomplete feature predicts what you need, whether it's a simple method or a complex class, and its context awareness ensures suggestions fit seamlessly into your project. Copilot also helps with documentation by generating clear comments and explanations, making your code easier to understand. And if you're learning Java or exploring a new library, it offers examples that make concepts easier to grasp. You've now explored how GitHub Copilot integrates seamlessly with tools like IntelliJ IDEA to transform your Java development process. So, as you apply what you've learned today, think about how Copilot can help you build smarter solutions and take your Java projects to the next level. Picture this. You've just written a loan application program that checks user eligibility based on age and loan amount. While it works, it may lack input validation or have unclear variable names. Traditionally, you'd rely on a senior developer to review your code, but this can be slow, especially for larger projects. Now imagine Amazon Q Developer, an AI-powered tool designed to streamline code reviews. Integrated with IntelliJ IDEA, it analyzes your code in real time, flags issues, and offers actionable suggestions. More than just identifying bugs, Amazon Q Developer teaches best practices, helping you write cleaner, more efficient, and maintainable code. When writing code manually, common issues like missing input validation, ambiguous variable names, and lack of error handling can lead to bugs and poor readability. Let's compare a basic program written without and then enhanced using Amazon Q Developer. The program works, but has notable shortcomings. For example, first, there is no input validation. Users can input invalid or negative values without any checks. Second, the variable names are ambiguous. Names like age and loan amount must be more descriptive, making the code harder to understand. And third, lack of error handling. The program doesn't handle unexpected inputs, such as non-numeric values, which could cause it to crash. Let's explore how to enhance the code with Amazon Q Developer. Highlight or select the code by placing your cursor within the code block. You can also highlight the code in IntelliJ IDE. Now you can either run a code review by selecting Amazon Q's explain code or fix code. Amazon Q Developer will analyze the selected block. Lastly, you can interact with Amazon Q Developer by using the inline chat to request things like enhance the Java loan application code by adding input validation for positive age and loan amounts, with error messages for invalid input. Rename variables to user age and requested loan amount. Implement error handling with a try-catch block to handle non-numeric input and guide the user to enter valid data. The program should check if the user is 18 or older to accept or reject the loan. The AI will offer tailored suggestions to enhance your code. Let's break down the suggestions Amazon Q Developer provides for improving the code. First is input validation. You have to add validation to ensure inputs are meaningful. For instance, check that the age and loan amount are valid and positive numbers. This prevents errors or unexpected behavior later in the program. The second is improved variable names. The current variable names like age and loan amount must be more descriptive. Clear variable names make the code easier to read and maintain, especially for other developers or your future self. You can rename the age to user age and the loan amount to requested loan amount. These names are more descriptive and improve readability. The third is error handling. The code assumes users will always enter valid inputs, but what if they don't? For example, the program will crash if a user enters a non-numeric value. Add error handling to manage such scenarios gracefully. You can add a try-catch block to catch invalid inputs and guide the user to enter the correct data. The final and improved code looks something like this. The program starts by asking the user for their age and the loan amount they want. Then it checks if the inputs are valid. If the age or loan amount is negative, it shows an error message and stops right there. If the inputs are valid, it checks if the user is 18 or older. If yes, it accepts their loan application. If not, it informs them they're ineligible. It also handles mistakes, like entering letters instead of numbers, guiding the user to input valid data. Finally, it closes the scanner to clean up resources. Simple, robust, and user-friendly. So why do these suggestions from Amazon Q Developer matter? If you apply these improvements, the program becomes more robust, handles edge cases gracefully, and is easier to read and maintain, thanks to better variable names. The updated program also avoids crashes caused by invalid inputs and adheres to best practices by managing resources properly. In short, these changes collectively enhance the quality and reliability of your code. In this video, you learned how AI-powered tools like Amazon Q Developer can automate code reviews, making the process faster and more effective. You also learned how AI identifies missing input validation, poor variable naming, and resource management problems, and provides actionable suggestions to improve your code. By using these tools, you save time and write cleaner, more reliable, and maintainable code. This lesson highlighted how integrating AI into your workflow helps you focus on development while continuously learning and applying best practices. You're developing a loan registration feature for a banking application. Users submit details like their name, income, and loan amount, and your application processes this information to assess eligibility. Now consider this. Multiple parts of your application access and update this data simultaneously. Imagine it's like two people writing on the same piece of paper at the same time. One person might accidentally overwrite the other's work, or the final result could end up garbled. This is called a race condition. It happens when two or more parts of the system compete to update shared data at the same time. These race conditions can lead to issues like data discrepancies or errors without proper synchronization. For instance, two updates happening at the same time might overwrite each other, causing incorrect loan counts or eligibility results. Synchronization ensures updates happen in the right order, keeping your data accurate and your application reliable. This is where Amazon Q Developer comes in. As your AI-powered assistant, it scans your code, identifies potential bugs, and offers fixes to ensure your loan registration system remains accurate, secure, and efficient. In this video, you'll learn how AI tools like Amazon Q Developer detect and resolve synchronization issues and other bugs, ensuring reliability in critical systems. Even a small bug can disrupt a loan registration system, leading to errors in data processing or failed registrations. Identifying these issues early is critical for data integrity, reliability, security, and efficiency. Data integrity ensures that loan application details like income or loan amount stay accurate and unaltered. Bug detection prevents errors and ensures smooth processing. Reliability means a dependable loan system processes applications accurately, like a well-run train, and smoothly delivers passengers to their destination. Efficiency ensures a smooth application process by using bug detection to identify bottlenecks early for faster, seamless loan processing, while security helps protect sensitive loan application details, such as personal and financial data, with bug detection to prevent breaches. Amazon Q Developer can help you achieve all this by proactively detecting and resolving critical issues before they affect your application. Here's how it works. Spotting patterns means the AI detects non-thread safe operations, like multiple threads updating a loan count simultaneously, that might cause bugs. Detecting anomalies happens when the AI flags unusual behavior, such as skipped validation for certain loan applications. Lastly, understanding context allows the AI to analyze how threads interact with shared data, identifying synchronization issues that could lead to race conditions or errors in loan counts. By identifying these issues early, Amazon Q Developer ensures your loan registration feature remains accurate, secure, and reliable for users. In a loan registration system, multiple threads handle tasks like verifying user details, calculating eligibility, and updating loan counters to improve speed and efficiency. Without proper synchronization, two threads updating shared data simultaneously can overwrite each other's changes, causing errors like incorrect loan counts. Synchronization ensures only one thread modifies shared data at a time, preventing race conditions and keeping the system accurate and reliable. In a loan registration system, multiple threads process applications simultaneously, verifying details and updating the loan count to improve efficiency. However, issues can arise if threads update shared data like the loan counter simultaneously. For example, two threads may read the same loan count, increment it, and write back simultaneously, causing a race condition and leaving the loan count incorrect. Let's explore a simple loan processor class. The loan processor class uses the loan counter variable initialized at 0 to track the number of processed loans. Each time the processed loan method is called, the counter increments by 1, displaying the updated counter along with the user ID. In the main method, thread_1 and thread_2 are created, each processing loans for different users. The issue arises when both threads run simultaneously and access the loan counter simultaneously. For example, both threads might read the loan counter as 0, increment it, and write back 1 instead of 2. This happens because the increment operation isn't thread safe, causing a race condition that results in an inaccurate loan count. To fix this, you must synchronize access to the loan counter and ensure only one thread can update it. When you run Amazon Q Developer on this code, it identifies loan counter ++ as a potential issue. Here's what the AI uncovers. First, shared variable access occurs when the tool detects that the loan counter is being accessed by multiple threads simultaneously, creating a high risk of synchronization issues. The AI flags that loan counter ++ is not thread safe. For instance, both threads might read the same initial value, such as 0, increment it to 1, and write it back. This causes the counter to remain at 1 instead of increasing to 2, leading to a classic race condition. Here's how it unfolds. If the loan counter starts at 0, both threads read the value 0, increment it to 1, and each writes 1 back to the counter. As a result, the counter ends up at 1 instead of 2, illustrating the race condition clearly. Amazon Q Developer doesn't just identify the issue. It helps pinpoint exactly where things could go wrong, making it much easier to fix the problem and ensure your loan registration system runs smoothly. Amazon Q Developer recommends adding synchronization to the processed loan method to fix the issue. This ensures that only one thread can access the loan counter at a time, preventing race conditions. Here's the updated code. Adding the synchronized keyword ensures threads access the loan counter one at a time, allowing accurate updates. Even if both threads attempt to process loans simultaneously, one will wait for the other to finish, effectively eliminating the race condition. In this video, you learned how Amazon Q Developer can identify and resolve critical code issues like synchronization problems and race conditions. Therefore, you save time with automated bug detection and enhance the reliability and accuracy of your code. By integrating AI-driven tools into your development workflow, you ensure that your applications are robust, well synchronized, and capable of handling real-world concurrency challenges effectively. This proactive approach strengthens your code and builds trust in your high-stakes applications. Are you working on a large Java project with inadequate documentation? Figuring out what and how it was done can be frustrating and time-consuming. Writing method documentation is tedious and often overlooked, leading to confusion and bugs. Imagine an AI assistant that reads your code, understands methods, and generates accurate, up-to-date documentation effortlessly. That's Amazon Q Developer. Documentation is key to project success. It helps developers understand code, track changes, and prevent issues. While JavaDoc supports basic manual documentation, it's time-consuming and quickly becomes outdated. Amazon Q Developer transforms this process by using AI to create precise, current documentation. It saves time, ensures consistency, and keeps your project running smoothly. In this video, you'll learn how tools like Amazon Q Developer automate Java documentation, improving code readability and boosting team productivity. For example, in a loan application where methods handle sensitive data and complex calculations, adding a method like calculate loan amount becomes seamless. Amazon Q Developer analyzes the method's name, parameters, and comments to generate clear, consistent documentation automatically. This AI-driven tool keeps documentation up to date, simplifies the codebase, and saves developers time. It even allows adding extra details, such as explaining key calculations, for enhanced clarity. With Amazon Q Developer, your code stays organized, easy to understand, and ready to grow with your project. Let's compare creating documentation with the traditional JavaDoc and Amazon Q Developer. First, you must understand the method of calculating the eligible loan amount for each user based on their income and desired loan term. The method is straightforward. Multiply the user's income by the loan term and apply a 5% rate to determine the loan amount. This method takes two parameters, income and term in years, and returns the calculated loan amount. However, to make this function more understandable for future developers, clear documentation needs to be provided that explains the purpose, parameters, and calculation details. With traditional JavaDoc, you would manually add comments. For example, the documentation indicates the method's purpose as calculating a loan amount based on two inputs, income and term in years. The @param tags indicate that income represents the user's income, and term in years refers to the loan term duration in years. The @return tag specifies the method will return the calculated loan amount. This documentation provides a basic overview but lacks detail. It doesn't explain the calculation fully or specify that the method applies a 5% rate to the income over the term. Future developers would benefit from clearer specifics. For example, a lack of detail in the description, unclear parameter descriptions, incomplete, and no calculation example. Let's unpack this more. First, the documentation omits the 5% multiplier in income, term in years, 0.05, a crucial detail for understanding how the loan amount is calculated and why the method functions as intended. Second, the parameter income isn't clearly defined, leaving it ambiguous whether it refers to annual income or something else. Similarly, term in years isn't explained as representing the loan's duration in years, which can confuse developers unfamiliar with the context. Third, the documentation explains the return value but needs to mention how the 5% multiplier influences the result, leaving the calculation process unclear. And fourth, including an example calculation like $50,000 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 0.05 is equal to $12,500 would make it much easier to understand how the method operates, especially for developers reviewing the code for the first time. These omissions make it challenging to quickly grasp the method's purpose and functionality, underscoring the importance of more comprehensive documentation, which could be significantly improved with tools like Amazon Q Developer. Let's analyze the documentation generated by Amazon Q. The updated documentation clearly explains how the calculate loan amount method calculates the loan amount using income and term in years, providing a step-by-step understanding of the process. The documentation provided a detailed breakdown of scenarios where 1. With an income below $50,000, the loan amount is 0. 2. An income between $50,000 and $100,000 results in a calculation of 5 multiplied by income multiplied by term in years, and 3. An income of more than $100,000. The calculation is 10 multiplied by income multiplied by term in years, and then multiplied by 0.05. The enhanced documentation clarifies the formula return income multiplied by term in years multiplied by 0.05, explaining the 5% rate and simplifying the calculation logic. In short, the new documentation saves time by clearly explaining the method's purpose, inputs, and output, eliminating the need to analyze the code in detail. In this video, you've discovered how Amazon Q Developer automates documentation, keeping it accurate and up to date as your project evolves. This saves time, boosts productivity, and ensures code is clear and accessible for all developers. This is especially valuable for software developers managing complex projects. It reduces the effort required to document and understand intricate code bases, allowing them to focus on building robust and efficient solutions. Adopting AI-driven documentation leads to a more efficient and maintainable codebase. Have you ever felt like designing software architecture is like piecing together a puzzle, with half the pieces missing? Structuring code, defining how components interact, ensuring scalability and maintainability, it's a lot to juggle, right? That's where AI tools come in. Think of them as your personal assistant for software design, offering insights, suggesting design patterns, and helping you optimize workflows. In this video, you'll explore how AI can revolutionize the way you approach software architecture, from structuring projects to fine-tuning workflows. You'll observe how these tools turn daunting tasks into manageable steps. Ready to check out how AI can be your co-architect? Let's jump in and discover its capabilities, one project at a time. Have you ever wondered what holds a software system together? What makes it scalable, secure, and maintainable? Well, that's where software architecture steps up. Software architecture is like the blueprint of a building, but for your software. It's all about the big picture, the components, how they interact, and the design decisions that shape your system's performance, scalability, and security. Let's break it down. First up, components. These are the building blocks, like controllers, services, repositories, and other components. Next, interfaces. They define how components communicate with each other. Then there are design patterns. Think of these as reusable solutions to common design challenges. And finally, architectural styles. Frameworks like microservices, monoliths, or layered architecture that guide your design approach. Understanding software architecture isn't just for big projects. It's the foundation of every successful system. It provides clarity, reduces technical debt, and supports future development. So, let's explore further and learn how it all comes together. Let's face it, designing software architecture isn't exactly a walk in the park. There are so many decisions to make, and each one feels like it could make or break your project. First, there's figuring out the right level of abstraction. How much detail is too much? Then, you're balancing trade-offs like performance, scalability, and simplicity. And don't forget the challenge of picking the right design patterns. On top of that, there's handling changes without over-engineering and managing dependencies to keep your system modular. Sound familiar? Here's the good news. AI tools can make these challenges a lot less intimidating. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, they guide you through tough decisions and keep your architecture on track. Next, let's explore how these tools tackle these challenges head-on. Ever open a project folder and thought, where do I even start? Structuring code efficiently is key to creating scalable and maintainable software, but it can be a real challenge. That's where AI tools come in. Using machine learning and large language models, or LLM, these tools don't just analyze your code. They guide you in organizing it like a pro. Here's how. First up, code-based analysis and refactoring. Tools like SonarQube scan your entire project to pinpoint inefficiencies, redundant code, and even architectural bottlenecks. They might suggest coding styles, redundant codes, and following best practices. Next, there's AI tools like GitHub Copilot or Amazon Code Whisperer used to generate code. These generate standard templates for architectural patterns like Model View Controller or MVC, or RESTful APIs, saving you from repetitive setup tasks. And when it comes to organizing your Java projects, AI can even recommend a clean, scalable folder structure. This e-commerce project is a good example. Here's how it could be represented: a clear separation of models, services, controllers, and utilities, organized resources for configurations and templates, and dedicated test folders to keep testing code separate from your main application. With AI's help, your project can go from chaos to clarity, making it easier for your team to navigate, debug, and extend. So why struggle when AI can simplify the process? Software projects can get complex fast. From managing dependencies to optimizing performance, there's a lot to keep track of. That's where AI tools step in to simplify your workflow. Let's start with dependency management. Tools like Dependabot monitor your project's dependencies, flagging outdated or vulnerable packages. For example, if you're using an old version of Lodash, it'll recommend an upgrade, keeping your project secure and up to date. Then there's continuous integration and deployment, or CI/CD. AI-powered tools like CircleCI Insights analyze your build pipelines, spotting inefficiencies and suggesting ways to speed up tests and deployments. AI can also assist with code reviews. Tools like AWS Code Guru provide real-time feedback on pull requests, flagging potential issues, and even recommending improvements to your code. But what about performance? AI tools can simulate system loads and pinpoint bottlenecks. They might suggest adding caching layers, horizontally scaling databases, or even sharing data for distributed systems. For instance, if you ask, how can I scale a web application to handle traffic spikes? An AI might suggest adding a load balancer, caching with Redis, and setting up auto-scaling groups for dynamic resource allocation. And let's not forget error handling. AI tools can recommend defensive programming techniques like try-catch blocks, logging strategies, and effective monitoring tools to keep your app running smoothly. At the end of the day, AI tools do more than streamline your tasks. They bring efficiency by reducing repetitive work, consistency, ensuring best practices are followed, learning support, explaining suggestions for those still building their skills, and scalability, providing guidance for handling growth. With AI as your co-pilot, structuring code becomes faster, smarter, and more scalable. But here's the thing: AI isn't perfect. While it's a powerful assistant, it's not without its limitations. Let's take a moment to talk about where AI falls short and why your judgment as a developer still matters. First, there's the issue of context. AI often suggests generic solutions that might not align with your project's unique needs. For example, it might recommend a database sharding strategy when a simple caching layer would do the job. Then there's the danger of over-reliance. If you blindly implement AI recommendations without fully understanding them, you could end up with suboptimal solutions, or worse, new problems. And finally, let's talk about creativity. AI is great at working within established patterns, but it struggles with thinking outside the box. If your project needs an innovative or unconventional approach, that's where you shine. AI tools work best when they're used as collaborators, not replacements. They take care of repetitive tasks, offer valuable insights, and even suggest solutions you might not have considered. But ultimately, the creativity, judgment, and context, that's all you. By blending AI's efficiency with your expertise, you can design software that's robust, scalable, and uniquely tailored to your needs. So, are you ready to combine the power of AI with your own ingenuity? Let's keep innovating together. If you've ever felt overwhelmed trying to decode Java programs, especially those real-world examples that seem to go on forever, you're not alone. The good news is that AI tools like Amazon Q Developer can be your coding buddy, simplifying explanations and tailoring them to any experience level. In this video, you'll discover how to use Amazon Q Developer to understand and explain Java code. And trust me, this will level up your learning game. All right, let's address the big why first. AI isn't just a cool tech buzzword. It's your new best friend for simplifying complexity, break down dense Java code into bite-sized, understandable pieces, providing context. Confused by unfamiliar syntax? AI's got your back. Offering tips? get instant suggestions to improve or optimize your code. For learners, this means faster learning with instant clear explanations, deeper comprehension since there's an understanding of not just the how, but the why, and skill growth due to the exposure to best practices and alternatives. Now, let's explore an example. Bank account management. Here's a simple Java program for managing bank account balances. If this seems a little intimidating, don't worry. Let's break it down with AI. Here's where Amazon Q comes in. Follow these steps to get detailed insights. Start with a right-click. Inside the class in IntelliJ, right-click and select Amazon Q, Explain Code. Then get the overview. Amazon Q summarizes the entire code in its chat box. Now dig deeper. Ask, explain each method in detail for someone new to Java programming. Expect explanations about constructors, deposits, withdrawals. Every method is broken down step by step. And finally, verify clarity. Ensure AI is explaining like a true newbie-friendly teacher. Want to push it further? Ask Amazon Q, how can this code be improved? You'll get gems like better error handling with specific exceptions, input validation for all operations, better encapsulation with private methods, and proper getter methods for accessing account information. And there's a whole lot more where those came from. Like any tool, AI works best when you know how to use it effectively. Here are some hacks you'll love. First tip, be specific. Don't just ask, what does this code do? That's too broad. Instead, try something like, can you explain the purpose of the loop in this code? Precision helps AI zero in on exactly what you need. The more targeted your question, the more meaningful the response. Here's the thing, AI is an assistant, not a replacement. It's here to complement your knowledge, not to do all the thinking for you. Remember, it can't replace your critical thinking or domain expertise, so use it to enhance your skills, not bypass them. Not getting the answer you need? No problem. Refine your question. Let's say the explanation feels unclear. Ask the AI to simplify it or give examples. Think of it as a conversation. The more you engage, the better the results. Context is king. AI can help you understand how small pieces of code fit into the bigger picture. For instance, you might ask, how does this function contribute to the overall application? This way you're not just learning syntax, but understanding design. When the AI explains concepts or suggests improvements, don't stop there. Ask for examples. Checking out the suggestion in action, like a code snippet, can turn abstract ideas into something concrete and actionable. Are you a beginner or a seasoned developer? Let the AI know. You can ask for simplified explanations if you're starting out, or deeper insights if you're more advanced. Tailoring the response makes the learning experience more effective. Here's a pro tip. Always verify. AI isn't infallible. It might miss context or make incorrect assumptions. So cross-check the explanations or code it generates to ensure accuracy before implementing it. Want to level up? Ask the AI how to make your code faster, cleaner, or more efficient. Questions like, are there better algorithms for this? Or, can you suggest a best practice? Can take your skills to the next level. Don't forget, use AI's insights to document your codebase. It saves time and ensures everyone on your team understands the project better. Plus, you'll thank yourself later when revisiting the code. Finally, embrace the process. Using AI is all about experimenting and learning. Try its suggestions, implement changes, and see what works. Over time, you'll hone your skills and make this tool a seamless part of your workflow. So there you have it, 10 tips to make AI your ultimate coding assistant. Now let's wrap things up. You've explored how AI tools like Amazon Q Developer can become your secret weapon for decoding Java code. Whether you're just starting out or you've been coding for years, these tools are designed to meet you where you are and provide insights that truly make a difference. They simplify complex code, explain tricky syntax, and even suggest ways to optimize your work. From understanding functionality to improving your design patterns, these tools bridge the gap between confusion and clarity. What's great is their versatility. Beginners can grasp the basics, while advanced developers can fine-tune their skills and tackle sophisticated challenges. The actionable insights you gain go beyond just understanding the code. They help you build confidence to solve real-world problems. But remember, It's not just about the tool, it's how you use it. Pairing these AI insights with hands-on practice is the key. That combination lets you break down complex Java code, understand its finer details, and even share your knowledge with others. So, what's next? Dive in, experiment, and let these tools guide you. With practice, you'll unlock a deeper understanding of Java and gain the skills to confidently tackle whatever comes your way. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coding. Congratulations on finishing this module. Over the past lessons, you've explored how generative AI works and applied its capabilities to real-world Java development. This wasn't just an introduction to theory. You've had hands-on experience with tools like Amazon Q Developer, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot. These coding assistants have helped you streamline your workflows, solve problems, and save time on repetitive tasks. From setting up these tools to using them effectively, you've built a solid foundation for integrating AI into your development process. You've learned that generative AI isn't just a trendy concept, it's a practical tool that analyzes massive amounts of code, learns from it, and provides actionable insights. For instance, you've seen how it can generate boilerplate code like getters and setters, suggest algorithms when you're stuck, and even refactor a nested loop into a cleaner, more efficient solution. These tools are designed to handle routine tasks so you can focus on the bigger challenges. Take a moment to imagine working on a project where deadlines are tight. Through this module, you've experienced how AI tools can flag potential bugs, like resource leaks or null pointer exceptions, in real time. You've also seen how they can automate documentation, keeping it up to date with the latest changes in your codebase. These tools don't replace your skills, they amplify them, helping you deliver better results faster and with fewer headaches. A key takeaway has been the importance of crafting effective prompts to guide AI. Let's say you're trying to refactor a loop for better performance. A simple prompt like, "Rewrite this loop using streams," could instantly provide you with a cleaner, more efficient solution. If the initial response doesn't quite fit, you can refine your instructions like, "Focus on improving readability while keeping the same functionality." Iterative prompting allows you to guide the AI toward exactly what you need. Each tool brings something unique to the table, and you've explored how to leverage them effectively. Amazon Q Developer, for instance, is great for generating boilerplate code or catching syntax errors while you code. ChatGPT acts like a coding mentor, explaining complex logic, brainstorming solutions, or even generating pseudocode. And GitHub Copilot integrates directly into your IDE, offering real-time, context-aware suggestions tailored to your specific project. Beyond saving time, you've experienced how these tools enhance code quality. Imagine working on a large project with multiple contributors. AI tools can detect inappropriate code, like overly long functions or inconsistent naming, and suggest best practices to keep the codebase maintainable. They're particularly handy during code reviews, flagging potential issues before they escalate into bugs. This module also emphasized the importance of ethical considerations when using AI. You've reflected on challenges like ensuring proper attribution for open source code and protecting sensitive information. While AI offers incredible benefits, you've learned that your judgment and critical thinking remain essential. Reviewing and validating AI suggestions is crucial to aligning them with your project's goals. The benefits of these tools go beyond writing code. They enhance every stage of development. Need to build a database integration? AI can generate DAO classes to handle CRUD operations. Working on a complex front-end, back-end interaction? It can create glue code to connect the two seamlessly. But you've also recognized that maintaining your core problem-solving skills is key. AI helps, but it's your expertise that shapes the final product. The big takeaway? Generative AI is here to make your job easier, not to take it over. It's about automating the repetitive parts, catching potential errors early, and leaving you free to focus on designing robust, scalable solutions. By mastering these tools, you're not just adopting new technology, you're setting yourself up to be more productive and innovative in your work. This is just the start of what you can do with AI in your development toolkit. Keep experimenting, keep learning, and let these tools empower you to build better software. AI is part of your daily life, often in ways you might not even notice. When your email inbox filters spam, it's learning from your actions, adapting to recognize patterns, and improving over time. This ability to evaluate and adapt mirrors how humans learn from experience and make evaluations. In this video, you will learn about machine learning, or ML, a branch of AI that teaches systems to mimic this ability by learning from data. As you have learned, AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence by machines. The goal of AI is to enable computers to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as recognizing patterns, understanding language, and making decisions. Think of Alexa or Siri. These AI assistants process your voice commands, convert voice to text, analyze the intent and context of what you're saying, and take action to respond appropriately. This image illustrates how machine learning is a specific area of study within the broader field of artificial intelligence. Unlike traditional programming, where you explicitly tell the computer what to do, machine learning allows computers to learn from examples and apply that learning to new tasks. The way it works is relatively simple. You provide the program or machine with lots of data, like historical records, images, or emails, and it identifies patterns within that data. Once it learns these patterns, the machine can make predictions or decisions without needing explicit instructions for every scenario. Let's go back to the example introduced at the beginning: email spam detection. How would a machine decide which email is spam and which one is not? Suppose, first, you feed the machine learning model with thousands of emails, each of which is labeled. Some are marked as spam and others are marked as not spam. The model studies patterns in the data or email. Some spam emails might contain phrases like "win a gift" or "urgent, claim your prize." It also reviews other features, like the sender's address, the number of links in the email, or even the URL that these links point to. It finds patterns in emails marked spam and not spam. Once the model is fully trained, it can classify new emails as spam or not spam based on what it has learned, by comparing the new email to the patterns that are common for spam. The following diagram illustrates the process of training a spam filter using machine learning. It consists of 4 key steps. It begins with training data, where labeled emails, for example spam and not spam, are collected. Next, the data is pre-processed through cleaning and normalization. The cleaning process removes the irrelevant data or noise, and normalization ensures that the data input is in a consistent structure and format, which is treated uniformly by the model. The model is then trained to learn patterns from the labeled data. Finally, the output is a trained spam filter, which can utilize patterns learned during training to identify and filter spam emails effectively. The next diagram illustrates the classification process of a new email using a trained spam filter. It is important to remember that a spam filter model would primarily be used as a part of a larger system rather than in isolation. When a new email is received, the system has no predefined judgment on whether the email is spam or legitimate. Now the model can be used to separate the spam emails from those which are not spam. The model compares and analyzes the email using the patterns it learned during training to analyze features such as subject lines, keywords, links, and sender information. If the features of the new email match the spam filter's learned patterns, which are similar to the patterns of a spam email, it is then classified as such. If the features do not match the patterns for a spam email, the email is classified as not spam. Now let's consider an important limitation of machine learning: false positives. In the example of spam filters, this happens when a legitimate email is mistakenly flagged as spam because it shares characteristics or patterns of a spam email, as learned by the model during the training phase. For instance, a genuine email with a subject like "claim your prize" might be classified as spam based on patterns the model learned during training. No machine learning model is perfect. Errors could occur. You must understand the importance of balancing precision and recall to reduce such errors, improve training processes by refining data and features, and, in the case of this example, regularly check your spam folder to catch misclassified emails and update the model if this type of error in classification is reoccurring. Machine learning is an essential advancement in software because it learns and adapts over time as it processes more data. This capacity to learn and adapt is crucial because it allows the system to stay effective by learning from new patterns and changes in an environment. The email filter is just a minor example of AI use. AI, for example, is also used in healthcare to detect diseases early, in finance to detect fraudulent transactions, on the computer network to detect entry into a computer network by a malicious hacker, and even in entertainment to recommend movies or songs based on your preferences. This is made possible by ML. By learning from past data, machine learning models can improve the accuracy of predictions, enhance user experiences, and solve complex problems faster than traditional programming methods. Machine learning improves as it processes more data, identifying patterns and adapting to meet specific needs. It helps make faster, data-driven decisions, but it's important to critically evaluate its outputs since it lacks the deeper understanding and perspective of humans. As you continue this course, you'll explore how AI, including machine learning, can transform software development and experience its capabilities in action. Suppose you want to predict tomorrow's weather. Instead of relying on a single weather app, you decide to gather forecasts from multiple weather apps to get an average of the predictions for a more reliable result. This approach mirrors the process used by random forest algorithms. It combines the outputs of multiple decision trees to enhance accuracy and stability. In this video, you'll build on the earlier example of predicting whether a student will pass or fail using a random forest implementation. You'll discover how using multiple trees instead of one can lead to better, more reliable predictions. But first, let's define a random forest. A random forest is a group of individual decision trees whose results are collected together to arrive at a prediction. The decision trees that form the group are called a random forest. While a single decision tree can provide an answer quickly, it may become overly confident with specific data, resulting in overfitting. Remember, overfitting happens when a model focuses too much on the specific details and patterns in the training data, even if they're just random noise. It makes the model perform well on the training data, but struggles to handle new or different data, failing to generalize. Random forests solve overfitting by training on many different decision trees. Let's investigate this concept in a bit more detail. Each decision tree in the forest is trained on a different subset or portion of the data. This ensures that each tree learns unique patterns or relationships in reference to a single feature or characteristic of the data in consideration. The input data is then applied to these different decision trees. Since each tree will focus on a specific part or feature of the data, having been trained to focus only on that specific feature or aspect of the data, the results would vary. You will discover this in an example shortly. The result is derived by averaging the output of each tree into a single final prediction. In this way, this model can generalize better and perform well on unseen data. Again, this will become clear in the example that follows. The last key concept you need to know is that a random forest is based on two main principles: bagging and feature randomness. The technique of each tree in a random forest being trained on a different random subset, characteristic, or feature of the data is called bagging, which reduces the chance of overfitting by ensuring that each tree has a unique perspective on the data. At each split in a tree, only a random subset of the features is considered. This adds a layer of randomness, ensuring that the trees don't all appear the same and rely too heavily on specific features. Now let's explore the process diagrammatically. Assume that a decision you want to make depends on 4 characteristics or features, A, B, C, and D. This example uses letters to keep the explanation simple, but features could also include attendance, age, or academic results. The first tree focuses on features A and C, the second tree focuses on features B and D, and finally, the third tree focuses on features A and B. The model had some training data, and then bagging and feature randomness were applied. With regard to bagging, each tree is trained on a different subset of the original data, ensuring diversity in the training process. For feature randomness, at each split, only a random subset of features is considered. For example, Tree 1 uses features A and C, preventing trees from focusing too much on a single dominant feature. In the diagram, the 3 trees together make the random forest. Each of the 3 trees would give its prediction based on its training data, which would result in 3 different predictions. The result would be the average of the predictions of the individual trees in the random forest. So, in a random forest, the first step involves creating multiple decision trees, and the second step combines the results to derive a more accurate prediction. Let's now revisit the pass-fail example using random forests. Here's how it would work. Each tree in the forest trains on a different subset or feature of the student data. One tree might prioritize study hours. Another might focus on attendance. A third might emphasize assignment scores and attendance. Each tree makes its prediction, and the random forest averages these predictions to make a final decision, reducing the risk of overfitting and improving accuracy. In this case, Tree 1 focuses on study hours and predicts pass. Tree 2 focuses on attendance and predicts fail. And Tree 3 combines assignment scores and attendance and predicts pass. By averaging the predictions of the individual trees, the final prediction is pass. By learning random forests, you have taken another step towards building a stronger foundation for your understanding of AI. Random forests have several advantages. By averaging multiple trees, the model is less likely to overfit the training data. The combination of predictions from multiple trees usually results in more accurate outcomes. Random forests work well for both classification, for example pass or fail, and regression tasks, for example predicting scores. They are also adept at handling missing data and can deal with both numerical and categorical features, making them highly flexible. Let's consider an illustrative example. A random forest for predicting house prices based on location, size, and number of bedrooms could use any number of independent decision trees to derive a conclusion, based on the features or combination of features being taken into consideration, for independent evaluation by a single decision tree. Here you'll be taken through this example, which uses 4 individual decision trees for taking individual decisions and contributing these decisions for the final predictions. Suppose the prediction of the trees are: Tree 1 predicts $320, Tree 2 predicts $450, Tree 3 predicts $300, and Tree 4 predicts $350. Then the resultant price for a house would be the average of the 4 predictions from each of the 4 trees, which is $355. If you move back to the pass or fail example, you will observe that since a random forest would consider multiple aspects of student performance, like study hours, attendance, and assignment scores, it ensures that no single feature dominates the prediction. This leads to more accurate and fair predictions about whether a student will pass or fail. Just like checking multiple weather apps gives you a better forecast, using a random forest combines the strengths of multiple decision trees for more accurate prediction. While this might seem complex at first, with practice and persistence, you'll soon deepen your understanding and appreciate the true power of these models. Remember, it's okay to take your time and revisit concepts as needed. Neural networks are a fascinating topic. To understand how they work on a basic level, consider this scenario. You're rummaging through an old attic and stumble upon a blurred, time-worn photograph. You think it's a picture of Tony, but how can you be sure? Naturally, you'd examine a few key features: the shape of the face, the color of the hair, whether or not glasses are present, and the distinctive curve of the nose. Each clue builds a clearer picture. A neural network works in a similar way. It examines an image, breaks it into smaller details, and combines them to recognize the person. A neural network is a computational model inspired by the human brain. It processes data in a series of steps and has 3 main components. The starting point, where raw data, like an image, enters the network, is called the input layer. Once data passes through the input layer, it moves to intermediate stations, called hidden layers, where the data is processed and transformed. The final step is the output layer, where the network produces a result. Each of these layers consists of neurons, or nodes, which are interconnected and work together to process the input. A neuron is the smallest computational unit in a neural network. It mimics the biological neuron in the brain by taking inputs, processing them, and producing an output. A neuron receives input either from the input layer or previous neurons, processes data, and makes decisions on whether the results should be sent forward to the next layer or not, or sends the output to the next layer, or stores the result for the final prediction. Let's put this concept into an example of recognizing a person in an image. The first step is to break the image into pixels at the input layer. When an image is fed into a neural network, it is not interpreted in the same way as by the human eye. Instead, it is processed as a grid of tiny dots called pixels. Each pixel is assigned a number representing its brightness. For simplicity's sake, consider the image to be in grayscale, comprising black, white, and shades of gray, with the pixels having the following values: 0 for black, the dark areas, 255 for white, the bright areas, and numbers in between 0 and 255 for shades of gray. For example, in a neural network, a small image may be interpreted as a simplified 3x3 grid where each cell corresponds to a pixel in a grayscale image. Each pixel is labeled with a numerical value ranging from 0 to 255, indicating its brightness. Essentially, the computer program interprets an image as a set of numerical data rather than visual content. The second step involves detecting features in the hidden layers. Hidden layers are responsible for processing the input data and extracting patterns or features that help the neural network make accurate decisions. Let's make this more concrete by returning to the analogy of the blurred image. Imagine making 3 copies of the same photo and sharing them with friends to help determine if the person is Tony. Each friend specializes in recognizing a specific feature. Friend A can identify noses, friend B can identify eyes, and friend C can identify hair. If most of your friends agree that the features match the characteristics of certain distinctive features, there's a strong possibility that it is indeed a human being's face and not something else. In this way, the process functions in parts, with each friend contributing to the overall identification of the parts of a human face. Let's revisit the grid. In a neural network, one neuron might specialize in detecting an eye. The grid shown here represents how the eye pattern might be analyzed. Each cell corresponds to a segment of the image where the network examines traits, such as edges, colors, or shapes. When a match is detected, it identifies the pattern as resembling an eye, with dark edges and a bright center. The neuron then sends a signal, eye detected. Another neuron might search for hair. In this example, the top row corresponds to dark pixels, likely representing hair. The bottom row displays bright pixels, which could represent a lighter region, such as the forehead. The neuron examines the image for a row of dark pixels at the top, which could indicate hair. When a match is found, it sends a signal, hair detected. Other features are identified in a similar way. Once neurons in the hidden layers detect features like eyes, a nose, and hair, the hidden layer combines their findings into a single object, in this case a face. This combination could be another neuron or a layer within the hidden layer. The output layer makes the final identification. If the neural network has been trained to recognize specific individuals, like Tony and others, such as Alex, Sam, and Nancy, the output layer uses the combined output from the hidden layer to check for the probability of the image being matched to the image of Tony. The output layer will assign probabilities to each possibility, as it learned during its training. Now the system compares the combined features to stored patterns in its database. The output layer assigns probabilities to potential matches, ranking them by likelihood. Here, Tony has the highest match probability, indicating Tony is the most likely identification. In the same way that friends collaborate to identify a person in a photograph, layers of neurons in a neural network work together to recognize patterns in an image. However, just as friends might struggle to identify Tony if he presented with a beard, but they had only ever seen him beardless, a neural network may also find it challenging to recognize unfamiliar variations. However, once trained on new details, such as the addition of a beard, the network becomes better equipped to recognize these changes in the future, improving its accuracy and adaptability. You've just taken your first step into understanding neural networks. While this is just the beginning of your journey into neurons and neural networks, each new concept you learn will build on this foundation, opening more insights into how machines can learn and think. Imagine this, walking into a hospital, and before you even meet the doctor, AI predicts your diagnosis. Or picture a city where traffic moves effortlessly, thanks to sensors in every streetlight. No traffic jams, no frustration. Now, think about your workplace, where collaboration happens seamlessly across the globe on cloud powered platforms. These scenarios aren't just futuristic, they're real, happening today because of the technologies fueling digital transformation. This video dives into these innovations and how they're reshaping industries and your daily life. Technology is at the core of how businesses adapt and thrive in today's fast paced world. For example, a luxury hotel could completely redefine guest experiences with artificial intelligence or AI personalizing room settings, Internet of Things, or IoT devices adjusting lighting and temperature in real time, and cloud computing managing bookings and data across locations. These tools don't just enhance operations, they create unforgettable experiences. Let's explore the technologies driving this transformation. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a game changer. It enables computers to mimic human thinking, streamlining processes and driving smarter decisions. AI has three key features transforming businesses: predictive analysis, automation, and personalization. Imagine a retailer forecasting product demand with precision. AI leverages predictive analytics to optimize inventory, reduce waste, and keep shelves stocked with exactly what customers need. Automation takes over repetitive tasks like sorting emails or running chatbots, ensuring they're handled efficiently while saving time and reducing errors. And have you ever noticed how streaming platforms seem to know exactly what you'll enjoy next? AI uses personalization to analyze your preferences and deliver recommendations that keep you engaged. AI is the silent force behind faster, smarter, and more personalized operations, revolutionizing how businesses work. Now let's talk about the Internet of Things, or IoT, a technology that connects everyday devices into smart networks. Imagine a thermostat that adjusts the temperature automatically based on your schedule, saving energy while keeping your home comfortable. In factories, IoT sensors predict maintenance needs, preventing costly breakdowns. Some IoT systems even take proactive steps, shutting down equipment to avoid hazards. IoT connects the physical and digital worlds, making systems smarter, more efficient, and responsive. It's as though the world around us is learning to think. Next is cloud computing, the backbone of modern collaboration and scalability. Instead of relying on physical servers, businesses can access computing resources like storage, databases, and software online. Here's why it's transformative. Businesses can store massive amounts of data without relying on bulky hardware. And as data needs grow, scaling up happens instantly. No delays, no hassle. It's also incredibly cost efficient. Instead of sinking money into expensive infrastructure, companies only pay for what they actually use, making it flexible and budget friendly. But perhaps the most impactful aspect is how it enables seamless collaboration. Teams can edit shared documents in real time, host virtual meetings, and manage projects from anywhere, all thanks to the cloud. Cloud computing is more than just storage. It's the enabler of flexible, connected, and future-ready operations. These technologies don't just sound impressive. They're solving real-world problems every day. Take healthcare, for instance. AI-powered tools analyze X-rays and MRIs to detect diseases early, delivering faster, more accurate diagnoses. Platforms like PathAI are already helping doctors reduce errors and make life-saving decisions more quickly. Or consider IoT in smart cities. Traffic lights equipped with IoT sensors adjust in real time to prevent jams, while air quality monitors gather data to improve urban planning. Barcelona uses IoT sensors to track pollution and optimize waste collection. Trash bins signal when they're full, cutting unnecessary trips and reducing emissions. Cloud computing keeps businesses running even in the face of significant challenges. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, platforms like Microsoft Teams and Google Workspace enabled employees to collaborate in real time from home, demonstrating that remote work doesn't have to mean disconnected teams. Step back and take a moment to reflect. These technologies, AI, IoT, and cloud computing, are powerful tools driving digital transformation. But technology alone isn't the answer. Its true potential lies in how it's used, combined with human creativity and strategic thinking to solve real challenges and unlock opportunities. Digital transformation is about more than adopting new tools. It's about creating meaningful change. The question is, how will you use these technologies to shape the future? Wouldn't it be incredible to walk into a store where everything feels tailored just for you? Imagine your favorite snacks displayed right up front, your exact shoe size ready in the latest style, and your phone notifying you of a discount on the jacket you checked out online last week. How could this happen? Behind the scenes, technologies like artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, and automated workflows collaborate seamlessly to create such a personalized experience. This is digital transformation in action, revolutionizing how businesses operate and how customers experience the world around them. Digital transformation isn't just a buzzword, it's reshaping industries and redefining possibilities. In this video, the focus will be on understanding digital transformation, its impact on businesses, and how software development and AI drive these changes. Digital transformation integrates digital technology into every part of a business. But it's more than adopting the latest gadgets or software. It's about rethinking how organizations operate and deliver value. Consider Netflix. What began as a DVD rental service has evolved into a global streaming leader. By leveraging data and AI, Netflix creates personalized recommendations, ensuring every viewer finds content they love. This reinvention has not only transformed user experiences, but established Netflix as a powerhouse in entertainment. Why is digital transformation critical? The world is changing at a pace like never before. Today's customers demand more than quality products. They want speed, convenience, and experiences tailored to them. Businesses that resist change risk falling behind. Those that embrace digital transformation gain an edge, thriving in an ever-evolving marketplace. It's no longer optional, it's essential for relevance and growth. Examples of digital transformation are everywhere. Take Amazon. By introducing personalized recommendations, one-click purchasing, and ultra-fast delivery, Amazon didn't just meet customer expectations, it shaped them. Or Spotify, which analyzes listening habits to craft personalized playlists, turning casual users into loyal subscribers. These businesses illustrate how digital transformation unlocks growth and redefines possibilities. At the core of digital transformation is software development. Software developers build the systems that power these innovations, from mobile apps connecting businesses to customers to algorithms processing vast amounts of data. Telehealth apps are a prime example. Platforms like Teladoc make healthcare accessible and convenient. Patients consult doctors virtually, view test results, and manage prescriptions all from home. These solutions not only improve convenience, but also extend care to underserved areas. In retail, platforms like Shopify help small businesses establish online storefronts. Developers create tools for secure payments, inventory management, and customization, empowering entrepreneurs to thrive in the digital space. AI is a driving force in accelerating digital transformation. It transforms massive data into actionable insights, automates repetitive tasks, and enhances decision-making. For instance, chatbots answer customer questions efficiently, while predictive AI prevents equipment failures before they occur. Automation is one way AI is shaping transformation. By handling repetitive tasks, AI allows teams to focus on strategic and creative work. Predictive analytics is another. AI identifies patterns and trends in historical and real-time data, enabling proactive decision-making. Decision-making tools powered by AI go further, transforming raw data into insights. Platforms like HubSpot, for example, recommend optimal times for marketing campaigns, ensuring better engagement and results. Digital transformation is about reimagining how businesses operate, innovate, and connect with customers. It's a strategic overhaul touching every part of an organization. Software development serves as the engine driving these innovations, while AI accelerates the journey, unlocking new levels of efficiency, personalization, and growth. A company develops an AI tool for hiring, promising to streamline the process and boost efficiency. At first, it seems like a win, until complaints start rolling in. The tool is favoring male candidates over equally qualified female candidates. This isn't just a technical glitch, it's a serious ethical problem. Beyond reputational harm, it risks legal trouble and reinforces systemic biases. In this video, you'll explore why ethical and regulatory compliance is critical when deploying AI systems. Deploying AI responsibly isn't just a good idea, it's essential for ensuring fairness, transparency, and trust. So, what are the most pressing ethical concerns? Let's unpack them. AI algorithms are only as good as the data they're trained on. If that data is flawed, biased, or incomplete, the AI reflects those imperfections. Imagine an AI system used for bank loan approvals. If it's trained on historical data with discriminatory practices, it could perpetuate those same biases, denying opportunities to individuals based on inherited prejudice. Even if the system works efficiently, is it fair? How can anyone trust a system that amplifies past inequalities? Addressing bias requires proactive steps. Think about diversifying datasets, auditing outputs regularly, and involving diverse teams in the design process. These measures help uncover and address hidden biases before they cause harm. Now let's talk about transparency. Imagine being denied a bank loan by an AI system but not knowing why. This is the black box problem. AI decisions that are too complex or opaque to explain. Without clarity, trust erodes, and without trust, accountability disappears. In areas like healthcare or law enforcement, where decisions can change lives, transparency is non-negotiable. Would you trust a system that couldn't explain its reasoning? Techniques like explainable AI or XAI can help by making AI decision-making more transparent and understandable. For example, in law enforcement, an XAI system might justify its risk assessment of a suspect by pointing to relevant data patterns, rather than leaving the decision shrouded in mystery. On the regulatory side, laws like the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, govern how organizations handle personal data. GDPR requires AI systems to process data lawfully, transparently, and for legitimate purposes. If an AI system uses personal data for training or decision making, it must meet these high standards. And GDPR isn't alone. Similar regulations are popping up worldwide. The California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA, gives residents control over their data, including access, deletion, and opting out of sharing. India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act regulates data usage while safeguarding individual privacy. Brazil's General Data Protection Law, or LGPD, mirrors GDPR with its focus on data subject rights and organizational responsibilities. Organizations must stay ahead by conducting privacy impact assessments, enabling data correction or deletion, and auditing systems regularly. These regulations aren't just about avoiding penalties. They build trust by respecting privacy and individual rights. Let's explore how this plays out in real-world scenarios. In healthcare, AI-powered tools are transforming diagnostics, spotting diseases like cancer earlier than traditional methods. But what happens if an algorithm is biased or flawed? A misdiagnosis could delay critical treatment or even endanger lives. In finance, AI streamlines loan approvals and trading decisions. But compliance with anti-money laundering or AML laws is critical to prevent fraud. A non-compliant AI system could enable illegal activities, causing both legal and reputational damage. These examples show why ethical guidelines, diverse datasets, and transparent AI models are essential. Regular audits and collaboration with regulators are key to deploying AI responsibly. There's another layer to this challenge. AI operates globally, but regulations vary by country. This creates gaps and risks. Cross-national agreements, while vital, are often fragile, just like international climate commitments. Frameworks like the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, AI Principles, UNESCO's AI Ethics Recommendation, and the European Union AI Act provide a strong foundation. Integrating these into national laws with international cooperation can help address cross-border issues effectively. In this video, you explored how ethical and regulatory compliance shapes trustworthy AI systems. By applying these principles, you ensure your projects are fair and transparent. Every decision you make brings us closer to a future where AI benefits everyone. Congratulations! You are just about to complete Generative AI for software development. Suppose you've just been hired to design a rule-based chatbot to enhance customer support with personalized responses. Thanks to this course, you now have the knowledge and skills to navigate the creation of such a project, leveraging the power of Gen AI. What an incredible step forward in your journey as a software developer. In this course, you've taken great strides in your understanding of AI. Specifically, you've gained foundational knowledge of AI principles and hands-on experience with tools like Amazon Q Developer, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot. Throughout the course, you've explored and understood how AI streamlines routine software developer tasks like code reviews, bug detection, and fixing. You also have an understanding of prompting and its usage in software development. Equipping yourself with AI skills will give you a competitive edge in your software development career, enabling you to build faster, maintain quality, and drive innovation. You also entered the realm of machine learning, a specific area of study within the broader field of artificial intelligence. You discovered how machine learning allows computers to learn from examples via a process called training, and that it can apply that learning to new tasks. For example, you explored how machine learning can enable spam filters to analyze patterns in emails, such as specific keywords, sender behavior, and formatting. Over time, the filter adapts to new types of spam using techniques like natural language processing and anomaly detection. Within machine learning, you also learned about models such as decision trees, random forests, and neural networks. And you now understand at a basic level how these models enhance productivity, decision making, and quality in software development, making processes more efficient and reliable. Digital transformation is another important topic you explored. Digital transformation is revolutionizing industries by integrating technologies like AI, predictive analytics, and automated workflows into every aspect of a business. Companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Spotify use digital transformation and AI to enhance user experiences, drive growth, and shape customer expectations. Importantly, software developers are the driving force behind these innovations, creating the systems and algorithms that enable personalized recommendations, efficient operations, and new services like telehealth platforms. You now understand how using AI accelerates transformation by automating tasks, analyzing data, and improving decision making, making digital transformation essential for staying relevant in a fast-changing world. You learned that digital transformation involves 4 domains: technology, data, processes, and change management. Technology drives innovation through tools like AI and automation, while data provides insights for informed decision making. Optimizing processes ensures efficiency and consistency, and change management fosters a culture of adaptability, helping employees embrace new tools and ways of working. Together, these domains enable businesses to innovate, optimize, and thrive in a digital-first world. You now possess the foundational knowledge to explain how digital transformation is powered by 3 key technologies: AI, the Internet of Things or IoT, and cloud computing. These technologies are already solving real-world problems in healthcare, smart cities, and workplaces. For example, you explored how AI transforms CRM to strengthen customer relationships, boost loyalty, and provide a competitive edge. Finally, you explored some of the challenges in the adoption of AI and the ways people and companies are trying to address these issues. Scalability is crucial for AI systems to enable handling of massive data volumes and serve millions of users while maintaining performance. You can now identify some of the challenges in this area, which include managing large-scale data storage, ensuring real-time processing with low latency, handling high user demand, and deploying frequent model updates. Companies like Google and Facebook address these issues by leveraging cloud infrastructure, distributing computing, and optimizing algorithms. Techniques like parallel processing, load balancing, and elasticity ensure systems remain efficient under varying workloads. Tools like TensorFlow, Hadoop, and CI/CD pipelines streamline operations and updates, enabling these tech giants to deliver seamless, personalized experiences to millions of users globally. Next, you learned about why interpretability and transparency are essential in AI, especially in high-stakes fields like healthcare and finance. Interpretability ensures that AI decisions can be traced and understood by users, fostering trust, accountability, and fairness. Transparent systems provide insights into how models are built, the data they use, and their decision making processes, helping detect and correct biases and errors. You now understand the basic concepts as to why interpretable models like decision trees are easy to understand and ideal for critical applications, whereas black box models such as neural networks excel at complex tasks but lack transparency. Striking the right balance between these models requires a careful consideration of their strengths and limitations, alongside the ethical implications of their use. Factors such as business needs, regulatory compliance, and the level of trust and explainability required must guide these decisions, ensuring responsible and effective deployment of AI systems. Techniques like LIME and SHAP demystify complex models by explaining how decisions are made. LIME provides quick, instance based insights using simpler models to explain individual predictions, while SHAP offers consistent, fair explanations for both local and global model behavior using game theory principles. These tools enable users to understand AI outputs, detect biases, and ensure fairness, helping create trustworthy systems that balance performance with interpretability for responsible deployment. Finally, you explored how ethical and regulatory compliance ensures AI systems operate responsibly by protecting privacy, avoiding bias, and maintaining transparency. You can now list and explain on a basic level the key components to address issues of AI systems, which include privacy and data protection, fairness and bias mitigation, explainability, safety and security, and accountability and governance. Together, these elements build trust and safeguard users in industries. For example, in the food delivery industry, an AI error omitting peanut warnings on a label could pose serious health risks to individuals with allergies. Prioritizing data protection, transparency, and fairness is essential to maintaining user confidence and meeting regulatory standards. That's a lot of knowledge you've gained in a short amount of time. Mastering AI's potential and ethical implications takes time, but understanding these fundamentals is the first step toward becoming innovative, responsible, and forward thinking developers. You're about to wrap up this course with an exciting project. You're going to build a web and rule based chatbot using Amazon Q Developer, which users cannot connect over any network using a browser. This will be your opportunity to showcase the skills you've learned and step into the role of a professional software developer. It's time to take everything you've learned and bring it to life. Let's get started. Congratulations! Completing this course is a significant accomplishment, and you should be proud of the skills and knowledge you've gained in generative AI for software development. In this course, you delved into the transformative world of Gen AI, learning essential concepts and tools that are reshaping the software development landscape. You began by exploring the principles of generative AI, understanding its unique ability to generate new data and distinguish it from other AI models like discriminative AI. You developed your knowledge with leading tools in the AI industry like Amazon Q Developer, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot, learning how to automate repetitive tasks such as code generation, bug detection, and documentation updates. Utilize AI tools to enhance productivity and streamline your development workflows. Critically evaluate Gen AI outputs and refine them to achieve the desired result. Apart from these, you also learned about the ethical implications and limitations of AI in real-world scenarios. Building on this, you explored how AI supports digital transformation in software development and beyond. Through lessons on decision-making models, neural networks, and digital transformation domains, you gained insights into how AI works internally to solve problems. These insights are the foundation for your understanding of how AI solves complex challenges in industries ranging from customer relationship management to data analytics. In the final project, you demonstrated your ability to integrate Gen AI into your software design and development process by creating a rule-based chatbot. This project showcased your proficiency in designing, coding, and refactoring software with AI assistance, implementing effective workflows using AI-driven automation, reflecting on the benefits and limitations of AI tools to make informed decisions regarding the suggestions of the code given by Gen AI during software development. You've equipped yourself with the skills to harness the potential of generative AI, empowering you to work smarter and more efficiently as a developer. This achievement is a testament to your motivation, resilience, and ability to learn new technologies, qualities highly valued by employers. While this course marks a major milestone, it's only the beginning of your journey with generative AI. Consider applying the skills you've gained to personal or professional projects to reinforce your learning and staying updated on the latest developments in AI to maintain a competitive edge in the industry. You're now one step closer to achieving Amazon's professional certificate in junior software development, a credential that prepares you for entry level roles and demonstrates your commitment to growth and mastery in software development. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Now, on to the last course in your program, Application Development.